rich have been getting richer, the poor have been getting poorer. That's just the way it's been for the past 30 years.
Former Florida Democratic Congressman Alan Grayson is angry. There's too much money at the top of our culture, not enough at the bottom. The gap between the rich and the poor is deeper and wider than ever before. Grayson is right. So says the authoritative, nonpartisan CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, released last week in their report. Over the past 30 years, the wealthiest 1% of Americans had incomes that rose by, get this, 275%. The average salary for that top 1% of the wealthiest Americans for 1 year of work was $352,000. Whereas the middle 60% of Americans, a.k.a. the middle class, saw their income increase by just 40%. The average salary for a middle-class American rose to just under $50,000 a year. Why this enormous income gap? One major reason is that U.S. workers without a college education cannot compete with the Chinese, the Indian, or other workers around the world that are better educated and cheaper. Question, is it a fallacy that the rich just get richer? Pat Buchanan?
No, John, what's happened to the American economy is a dramatic historic transfer from manufacturing and production power to a financial capital where people buy and sell and trade paper. Second thing that's happened, John, is this. We dropped the U.S. economy. We had the highest wages in the world and strict regulations into a global economy with countries with the lowest wages you can imagine and no regulation. So production and manufacturing and all those jobs left the United States and went to China, Asia, other countries around the world. That's why the middle class, the blue-collar workers, have had arrested incomes for something like 30 years because we've done that to the American people, John. And I'll tell you, take the first decade of the 20th century. We lost 6 million manufacturing jobs, 1 in every 3 we had, and 55,000 factories. That's what happened to the American middle class. They were sold out by both parties, in particular the Republican free traders.
Oh,